Hello, and we are live again. Okay, so continuing with the SNAP series, we are back for our second session on quant, right? So I hope you are all geared up and want to practice, right, on SNAP, right? So let me remind you that SNAP, if you're giving snap, you should know this, that it's absolutely a speed game, right? So therefore, uh, unlike cat, when which solving 10 questions in 40 minutes can lead you to maybe 99 plus percentile, here so that means you're basically having 4 minutes on an average in cat, actually speaking. But here that's not the case, right? It's less than 1 minute, right, that you need to keep as the average time. So therefore it's very much a speed game, and obviously not at the expense of accuracy, right? Accuracy should not be sacrificed, right? So arithmetic, algebra, geometry, numbers, those are the main topics, right? So we'll be practicing on all the mixed questions, right? There we go. Let's start. Okay, so just to let you know that in case you are looking out for a module, then we at CL have a module for the non-CAT exams, right, for SNAP, ZAT, and MET. So if you're looking for that, you can check out the details by scanning this, right? You'll be uh, able to get some, help from CL, right? Okay, so here we go. Starting with something on ratios, right? Okay, so here we go. The monthly salaries of Anil and Sunil are in the ratio 3:2. Next year, during their appraisal, both receive the same increment of rupees 15,000, due to which the ratio changes to 4:3. So from this information, I think we can find those actual values of the salaries by creating some equations, right? And then what he's asking in the subsequent year, if each receives a further increment of 20,000, then we are asked for the eventual ratio of the salaries. So once we find those numbers, we can easily get that subsequent ratio as well, right? So let's say 3K and 2K are the initial salaries, 3K and 2K. So when we add 15,000 to both, plus 15 plus 15, so I'm not writing 3,000 just to make it simple. I'm not writing three zeros, so just writing 15 for the 15,000. So that's 4 by 3. So from here, we should be able to get the K value and then the actual salaries. So cross multiplying, we get that 3 into 3K, 9K plus 15 into 3, 45 equals 4 into 2, 8K plus 15 into 4, 60. So 9K minus 8K or K is simply coming to be 15. Isn't it? Perfect. So therefore, what numbers we have? So their initial salaries, first of all, were 15 threes are 45, 15 twos are 30,000, right? Then in the subsequent year, each of them got a raise of 15,000. So 45 became 60,000 and 30 became 45,000. So those were their salaries in the next year. And again, in another next year, in the subsequent year that he's talking about, so they'll get an increment of 20,000 each. So 60 will become 80 and 45 will become 65. So 80 is to 65 is the ratio. 5 can be cancelled and we're getting what? 16 is to 13. So option 3 is your answer. Right. Okay. So people, I should not be solving every question. I should be getting some response, right? So practice with me and give me the answers on the chat box so that I also feel that you can do it, right? Let's go. I know a lot of people in this session, so let's participate. Okay, I expect an answer in 30 seconds for this one. Quickly hit those answers on the chat box. Thank you, ABXH. That is correct. Thank you. Right. So it's an easy one. If cost was 100, then based on the markup of 40%, that would become 140 rupees as the mark price. And then there was a discount of 25%. So decrease 140 by 25%, which means 1/4. So what do you get? 1/4 of 140 is 35. So 140 minus 35, you get your eventual selling price as 105. So what is the profit? You're having a profit of what? 5%. Right, Bhavesh? Correct. Thank you. Okay. Good, good. Let's see next one. So this was an easy one, right? Another one on arithmetic. Okay. Simple and compound interest. Time out. Because I know this can be done in 30 seconds easily. How? You need to know basically the idea of, this is non-annual compounding. You're compounding half yearly. So you have to compare the annual return versus the non-annual return. So if you're doing half yearly compounding, then your 6% annual rate will basically get split into two parts, 3 and 3. So you will apply 3 and 3% of increase successively. So whereas your annual rate is simply 6%, but when you do semi-annual compounding, the net return percentage that you get is the effect of 3 and 3% in succession. And therefore we can apply our successive percentage change formula over here to say that the net return percent, so A plus B plus AB by 100 formula, the very well known formula for successive percentage change. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 into 3 by 100 is the net percentage return, which is what? 6.09%. So therefore the difference or the extra percentage income that you're getting is this 0.09%. So your answer is 0.09% of your principal, which was 20,000, which is simply speaking what? Coming to be 18 bucks, right? Isn't it? So that's how you should do this. No equations, just know the fundamental concept of CI, that compounding means successive percentage change is happening, right? So therefore you get the effective return by saying that 3 and 3 successive is the return percentage that we are getting on the whole for the year. That's the way to do it, right? Hence that's how you do it in less than 30 seconds. Okay. So, right, I'll be giving you the requisite time to solve. Okay. And next one. So, time and work. Time and work. Another topic from which variety of questions can be created, right? So, let's see what this is all about. I'm giving you a minute to try. Okay, so time up. But still, give me your answers if you're getting that. So in this question, we need to assume a variable. Let's say X is the time taken for A and B to work together. Time in which A and B can work. together, X days. So then A is taking 16 days more than the number of days taken by both of them working together. It means that A's individual time is X plus 16. And likewise, B is taking 4 more days. So X plus 4 days he is taking. Now we can apply the time and work basic equation, right? Because we have identified the time for A, B, and both of them working together as well as in terms of the same variable X. So we can apply the equation that when two people work together, then the time taken is T1 T2 by T1 plus T2, right? So this X equals time taken by A into time taken by B. So X plus 16 into X plus 4 upon T1 plus T2. So that will be what? 2X plus 20, right? X plus 16 plus 4. So this is what we need to simplify further. Right? So this is the equation that we will get, right? Again, reminding you, T is T1 T2 by T1 plus T2. That's a formula we are using over here. When two people are working together, if T1 T2 is their respective individual time, then the time taken working together is this. So we're getting a quadratic. Let's see. So cross multiply. We're getting 2x square plus what? 20x. And this will be x square plus 20x plus 16 into 464. X square cancels and 1x square remains here. 20x also cancels. So I'm simply getting x square is 64. So x is 8 days. And therefore, working together, they take 8 days. And how many days does A take? That is x plus 16. So 16 plus 8, which is 24. Now, having gone through this solution, let me give you a shortcut. I have a shortcut. I mean, in this very specific question, if you get exact this kind of information, that the very same statement, if you get the first statement, A takes this much days more and B takes this much days more than the number of days taken by both of them working together to complete a piece of work. If you get this, then always your shortcut is the time taken for them to work together, that time is given by, if this is A is equal to 16, if this is B is equal to 4, then the time taken for working together is always square root of A into B. This is exactly what we got over here, right? Square root of 16 into 4. So this is a shortcut. This is the quick way in this very specific case, right? So I'm giving a very useful tool, right? So something I wanted to share. If you get this question, how to do this quickly. Perfect. Because eventually you'll make an equation. It takes a minute or so. So that time will be saved, right? Every minute saved is a question earned, right? All right. Ready for next one? Here we go. Next one. Maxima and minima. Okay. So let's see, or let me give you a minute to try first. Let me give you a minute. Answers have stopped coming since the last few questions. So let me give you some extra time for this question. Okay, let's see if you get this. Okay, a lot of time given. Well, so let's see. The mean score of 10 batsmen is 60, whereas the average score of top 5 batsmen is 65. So 60 into 10, 600 is the sum of the scores of very good, relaxing bunny. Very good. Well done. That is correct. Good. I'm very happy to see some very active people over here. Right. Good. All right. So here it is, people. Right. Average score of top 5 batsmen is 65. So 65 times 5. So 325 is the sum of the scores of the top 5 people. Right. 325. So if the 10 scores in this question, I guess we have to maximize the highest score. So we have to fit in the values over here based on the constraints, right? So there are 10 values: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this highest value we have to maximize. So we have to minimize all the others, right? Now the scores are segregated into parts: the top 5 and the bottom 5, right? These are the bottom 5 scores. So in this order, I'm going in the ascending order, right, of scores. These are the bottom 5 scores and these are the top 5 scores. The bottom 5 scores, so the top 5 scores add up to 65 into 5, 325. Since 600 is the sum of all the scores, so 275, the balance goes to the bottom 5. We have to maximize this. So objective obviously is to minimize all the other scores. Also, one more constraint: the top 6 scores are different. So including this one, this sixth highest score, the top 6 scores are different. The objective is to maximize this, so we have to minimize the other scores. 275 is an average of 55 for these bottom 5 scores. I must minimize every score. Think of minimizing this score. If you have to minimize this score, you have to minimize this score. If you have to minimize this score, you have to minimize this score, and so on. In other words, what I'm saying, this score is greater than or equal to of this score. Well, equality can't be there in this particular case because we know the top 6 scores are distinct. But this 6th highest score is greater than or equal to the 7th highest, and greater than or equal to this one, greater than or equal to this one, greater than or equal to this one. So if you have to minimize this, if so this number is greater than or equal to this number, right? Right? This number cannot be less than this number. So the point is 275, the sum of these scores is constant. Okay. If you keep dissymmetry amongst the distribution of 275, right, the higher value will always go, the highest value will always go to this 6th highest score. So to minimize this, you would want this number to be exactly the same as 7th highest. You would want them to be equal. And the same logic, you will keep on continuing and you will say, okay, so to minimize this, I must keep it equal to this. So you would want these scores to be as equal as possible. As equal as possible, if you will distribute 275, you will be able to do the minimization of the 6th highest. So 275 you can easily divide equally amongst all these 5 scores because they are not distinct, they can very well be equal. So you will put them each equal to 55 exactly. But after that, the numbers need to be all different, right? So now to minimize others, you will keep the minimum spacing, right? You would keep this as just the next possibility, which is 56, and then this is 57, and then this is, so the minimum spacing, the minimum value that you can now put is consecutive integers, right? And therefore whatever is balance left out, you will have for the highest. So your answer is 325 minus 56, 57, 58, 59. Add that up. Right, 56 and 59 is 115. This is also 115. So that adds up to a total of 230. So 325 minus of 230, the sum of these 4 scores, and that is your answer. Right, 95 is the highest possible score that you can have. Right, so this is a very logical statistic based maxima minima question, right? There were statistical constraints, this average, that average, distinct scores. So therefore using that you have to optimize, right? To maximize one, you have to minimize all the others. And then while minimizing all the others, the logic is when the sum of certain numbers is constant, so the highest value is minimized when all the numbers are equal. Right? Think about this. Let me explain this in a very more simplified manner. Let's say there's a class of 20 students. There's a class of 20 students. There's a math test. And let's say that 60% is the average marks of all the students. What could be the minimum possible marks obtained by the topper? Again, if you think carefully, 60. And that 60 would be achieved when all the students got 60, right? So if sum of certain values is constant, then the highest value is minimized when all the values are exactly put equal to each other. That is what we did over here with the bottom 5 scores, right? Give me a thumbs up for this. Makes sense? Yes, no? Let me know. Perfect. Makes sense, right? So you will apply this logic in Maxima minima questions of this kind. Let's see next one. Okay. Now we are doing something on geometry. Right. So it's a question on parallelogram. I'm waiting for a minute. I know you can do this. I know you can do this. Something like that. Time out, time out, time out. Done. It should have been done by now. Anybody getting this? We know that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So if the diagonals are of length 16 and 30, then this will be 8, this will be 15, and one of the sides is measuring 17. So 8, 15, 17 is a Pythagorean triplet. It means that the diagonals are intersecting at 90 degree. This is a right angle triangle over here. If this is 90, this is also 90, this is also 90. So therefore, this parallelogram is essentially the specific case, it's a rhombus, right? The same logic will continue therefore, and if this is 15, this is 8, this is 17. So therefore, the point is all the sides are 17 each. It's a rhombus, and 17 into 4, 68, done. So you had to apply the basic property of parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other, then you realize, oh, the diagonals are meeting at 90 degree because 8, 15, 17, that's making a triplet. So it becomes a rhombus. 17 into 4, 68. Again, right? Basics, right? Elementary properties, right? Nothing too hi-fi, isn't it? So people, don't be afraid of geometry. I think just know your fundamentals, right? You get questions like this, right? And just revise the basics, right? You should get them. Okay, there we go. Next one. Okay, something on equations now. Let me give you a minute to try. I know you can do this. I want an answer on this from you people. Come on, come on. You can do this. Extra time I'm giving you. Okay, good, 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 good. Bhavesh, Abhigyan, thank you. Good, right? It's a very, I would say, elegant question, right? Very cleverly asked, and good, good. You got it correct. Yeah, right. So yes, this is how we do this. Let's say Raghu has X coins. Let's say Mohan has Y coins. So Raghu has 8 more than what he would have had if the total coins were rather distributed equally. If the coins were distributed equally, then how many coins would Raghu have? How many coins would he have? He would get half of the sum of the coins. He would get x plus y by 2, distribute them equally. So therefore, this x is 8 more than what? This. So what is the equation that we can say over here? We can say that x is 8 plus of x plus y by 2. Right? All the options are asking for the difference of the coins between Raghu and Mohan. We have to basically find x minus y. Can we find that from here? Let's see. Multiply with 2. 2x is 16 plus x plus y. So 2x minus xx is y plus 16. X minus y 16. Raghu has 16 more coins than Mohan. Right. We don't know the coins with Raghu and Mohan as such, specifically exactly how much coins Raghu has, how many coins Mohan has. But we come to know definitely that Raghu has 16 more coins than Mohan, because the equation that we can frame based on the given condition leads us to the value of x minus y. So the point of algebra and equations is sometimes you cannot solve the variables that you have taken, but what is asked can still be obtained. And that is the kind of question that we had over here. Isn't it? That makes sense, I hope. Let's see next one. Okay, sequence and series. Okay, again, I'll give you this time exactly 1 minute, huh? I'll give you only 1 minute. Let's see if you can get this. Okay, so I think 1 minute is over, right? Still waiting for your answers. In an AP, the average of an AP is always the middle term. In case the number of terms is odd. We have done this many times. I think last time also we did a question on that. So therefore, when 9 terms are there, the fifth term is the average. So for the original AP, we can say that the fifth term is 31. 31 is therefore the value of directly the fifth term. Likewise, the last 9. So the last 9 terms go from 17th to 25th, right? From 17th to 25th, we have 9 terms. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm just counting for you, nothing else. 25 minus 17 plus 1. And what is the middle term? 21st, right? 21st, previous to that, and after that, there are 4 terms each, right? So therefore, 21st term, the middle term in the last 9 terms is this 95. So 5th and 21st terms are separated by 16 times the common difference. 21 minus 5, 16, you would have jumped 16 times the difference. So 16 times the common difference D is therefore the difference of the terms, which is 95 minus 31, which is 64. So therefore your common difference is coming to be 4. And therefore question is asking the last term, means the 25th term. So if your 21st term is 95, then what is 25th term? Obviously 4 more common difference down the line. So 25th term should be equal to 21st term plus 4 times the common difference, which means 95 plus 4 into 4, 16. 95 plus 4 into 4, 16. 95 plus 16 would be 111. That is your answer, right? People, so we have done this many times, right? Average of an AP is the middle term where the number of terms is odd, right? So that concept can be quickly applied, and therefore I give you 1 minute. It's a question of 1 minute, isn't it? Give me yes or no, isn't it? All right. So therefore, I'm giving you all the tips and tricks how to do it in less than a minute, how to do it in less than 45 seconds, 30 seconds, right? So that's what we are preparing for, right? Let's continue. Let's see what we have next. Numbers. All right. So let's see if you can do this. Good, Bhavish. That is correct. You know the things. Good. Okay, so people, yes, this is what it is. The number, let's say, is n. Can I say 36 leaves a remainder of 23? So it's like 36 times some quotient plus 23, right? And the number n is like 36k plus 23 kind of number. We have to find the remainder where n squares divide by 9. Since we are interested in the divisor 9, so for the original number also, it would be helpful or convenient to find its remainder from 9. So we can easily do this because 36k is already a multiple of 9. So the remainder of n when divided by 9 would be how much? The same as the remainder of 23 when it is divided by 9. 23 is 18 plus 5. So the remainder of n from 9 is 5. So therefore, what will the number n square leave as a remainder when divided by 9? N square divided by 9 will give the remainder of 5 square, because that's the basic idea. Whatever happens to the number, that same thing happens to the remainder. If the number is doubled, remainder is doubled. If the number is squared, remainder is squared. If the number is cubed, the remainder is cubed. So 5 square or 25. 25 is not a possible remainder when divided by 9. So we need to further divide 25 by 9 to get the actual remainder. 25 divided by 9 is a remainder of 7, because 25 is 18 plus 7. 7 is your remainder, right? So रिमाइंडर का एक ही कॉन्सेप्ट है, जो नंबर के साथ होता है वही रिमाइंडर के साथ होता है. नंबर स्क्वायर कर दिया, रिमाइंडर स्क्वायर हो जाएगा. नंबर को डबल कर दिया, रिमाइंडर डबल हो जाएगा. एंड इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ वैल्यू व्हिच इज आउटसाइड द बाउंड्री ऑफ द डिवाइजर, लाइक 5 square is 25, so you further divide that value again with the divisor to get the eventual remainder. Okay, people, right? Let's see. Okay, probability. It's a basic simple one, right? Again, you should be able to get this one. ओके निधि, कुछ काउंटिंग में मिस्टेक हो गई है शायद निधि. लेट्स चेक. ओके, two dice are thrown, so the sum cannot exceed 12, right? 6 in 6, मैक्सिमम से मैक्सिमम कितना आ सकता है? 12 तक ही आ सकता है. So what are the prime numbers in this range that we can get? Less than equal to 12, we can get 2. 2 is also possible. 1 plus 1. Or 3 is also possible. 5, 7, 11. Right? Those are the possible prime sums that we can get. So first of all, probability is always favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. So what are the total outcomes in this case? So each of the dice, right, has 6 outcomes. So 6 into 6, right, total of 36 outcomes are there, right? And now we are counting the favorable outcomes over here. So 2 can be obtained in only one way, 1 1. 3 can be obtained as 1 2 or 2 1. 5 can be obtained in many ways, 1 4, 2 3, and then 3 2, and then 4 1. So order matters over here, because here in doing the counting as 36, we have already also we have considered the order over here. We have considered, let's say, 5 4 and 4 5 as different outcomes in saying that there are 36 outcomes, right? So therefore, continuing this, we have to quickly count now. 7 can be obtained as 1 6, 2 5, 3 4, and then other way around 4 3, 5 2, 6 1. 11 only possibility is 5 6, or other way around 6 5. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So 15 favorable outcomes on 36, which is 5 by 12, right? So be very careful in counting, right? Order matters, right? That's the message. That's the thing you have to take care of. Perfect. Okay. So people, therefore, I hope that you are gearing up for your, all the exams, right? And I wish you all the best. I hope to keep on seeing you again and giving you the similar practice, right? So we'll meet again quite soon. Uh, you can stay in touch with us on our app also. It's available on both iOS and Android. One of the many ways to learn and grow with us. All right. Thank you everyone. So we'll meet very soon. Stay tuned till the next time, right? Thank you all.